All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our lesson today. Today, we are going to talk about articles. Yay! It's everybody's favorite topic in English grammar. I think that you'll really like today's lesson. It's one of my favorites, and it's a very important lesson. So I think you'll like it, and I think that it'll be really useful. All right, so we have Nirvana with us, Colleen, Amira, Aisha, and I'm sure a few more people will join us very soon. Amira, what are your plans for this weekend? You see, we only have lessons on Mondays and Fridays. So on Fridays, I can ask, what are your plans for the weekend? And on Mondays, I can ask, what did you do last weekend, right? So I can just always ask about the weekend every lesson. Aisha, what are your plans for the weekend?
Hi, Chris. Hi, everyone. Actually, next week I going to start planting my seeds because I need to do my project, my first experiment in my project. So I collect the seed last week, and I going to plant it in greenhouse next week, and I hope it's a great start.
Awesome, that's great. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Colleen, what about you? Any big plans for this weekend?
Hi, Chris. Hi, everyone. Not very big plans. In my country, children up to fifth grade will have vacation next week from the school. And my daughters want to spend their vacation at their grandparents. So tomorrow we are going to go to my in-laws, and my daughters will spend their week in the countryside.
Mm-hmm. Great. So you'll have
Yes.
free weekend.
Yes, and a week.
A week. So
More relaxing week.
You're just going to relax. You don't have some big plans.
No, not for the moment, but maybe they will come.
Great. Okay, Nirvana, what are you doing this weekend?
I participate. I will participate other English lessons. I will make a big clean my house.
You're gonna clean your house?
Yes. But, yeah.
So you're going to participate in other English lessons and clean your house?
Yes.
At the same time, right? You can join the lessons and you can clean at the same time.
No, different times.
Great. Amira, what about you? What are your plans for this weekend?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I also want to clean my house, and I'm gonna go to my sister to visit.
You're gonna go where?
To visit my sister.
Okay.
And learning.
Where does your sister live? In the same city or in a different city?
The same thing.
Same city? Okay. Does she live far from you?
Not far. Near me.
So can you walk there or do you have to drive?
Walking. Walk.
Uh-huh.
Usually I walk.
Uh-huh. Cool. All right, great. And Gigi, what about you? What are your plans for this weekend?
Hi everyone. Hi Chris. Yeah, I would say I don't have any kind of plans for this weekend. I think this weekend right now it's like the same. at the same day, it's normal day. Yeah. Yes. Like attend the classes. Always go out with my dog. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I don't have any kind of special plan for this weekend.
Uh-huh. All right, great. Great. I guess it's difficult still because of coronavirus and blah, blah, blah. Lots of people don't want to go out, and it's probably good not to go out. But we have to be creative, right, about what we can do. Cleaning the house, it's really exciting. I think that maybe I need to do that this weekend too. Great. So today we're talking about articles. The word articles has a few different meanings, right? Like we could talk about a newspaper article. This is just a text that is printed in the newspaper. And we could talk about articles in English grammar. That's what we're talking about today. These are the words a, an, the. Right? These words are called articles in English grammar. And then there's also the word article could be like a piece of something. Like we have the phrase, an article of clothing. An article of clothing. So, article has a few different meanings. And today we're talking about the grammatical meaning of this, right? The grammatical form. So today, first of all, let's talk about the pronunciation of articles. We have the word a. So is this a word or is it a letter? Because it's both, right? It's the letter A and it's a word. And which word is it? It's the word a. But when we use this word with other words, like dog, then we don't say a dog. We say a dog. A dog. It's a dog. It's a dog. So A is the name of the letter, and A is the name of the word. It's how we say the word. But when the word is with other words, we pronounce it like Now, I speak American English, so it sounds like but in British English and in some other accents, it might sound more like a dog, a dog. I'm American, so it's a dog, So we have a dog. Then we have the word an. For example, an egg. An egg. And what's our rule? When do we say a and when do we say an? The first letter of this word and the first letter of this word are not important. The first letter is not important. The first sound is important. The first sound of the next word is d. D is a consonant sound, like b, k, s, d, l, m, n, p. Like all of these sounds are consonant sounds. And before consonant sounds, we use the word a dog. In this word, the first letter is not important. The first sound is important. The first sound is egg. And is a vowel sound, like ah, o, oo, e. These are vowel sounds. Before a vowel sound, we use an. So an before vowel sounds, a before consonant sounds, not letters, sounds. Because we also have other examples of sounds, not letters. For example, the word MP3, right? This is a type of file to listen to music, a music file on the computer. MP3, the first letter is M, this is a consonant, but the first sound is because it's M, right? MP3, The first sound is like egg, is a vowel sound, so it's an MP3, an MP3. Or when you're driving on the road, you see a sign, it says that you can only drive 40 miles per hour, or an hour. An hour. H is a consonant, but we don't pronounce it in this word. The first sound is hour. An hour. So it's an, right? Great. Now, there are some examples with a also, like if we talk about uniform. Uniform. The first letter is U. This is a vowel. But the first sound is y. Uniform. Y. This is a consonant sound. So, a uniform. A university. Yes. A university, not an university, a university. Yes. If he lives in Europe, then he is a European man. He's a European man because the first sound is y. Europe, right? A European man. Not an European man, a European man. Great. So this is how we pronounce these articles, these words. Next, we have the word the. So the name of this word is the. What word is it? The. But when it's before other words, sometimes it sounds different. When it's before a consonant sound, not letter, before a consonant sound, the. So we had a and the. The dog. And before a vowel sound, it's the egg. The egg. So this is correct. Let's call this correct English pronunciation. These are the rules of how we should pronounce this. Do all people use the rules correctly? No. Do native speakers always use the correct rules? No. especially American people don't use these rules. American people will say they don't follow all of these rules sometimes. They don't know it. They don't know it maybe. Maybe they think it's the letter and not the sound because at school teachers said that. About the, most American people never say the, even if there's a vowel sound. They usually still say the egg. So so these are the rules. This is correct, but many people do not follow all of these rules. Great. So that's about the pronunciation of articles. Now, articles, when we talk about articles, we're really talking about two types of articles. We're talking about indefinite articles, and we're talking about definite articles. Definite and indefinite. So what does this mean? Indefinite, definite. I like to call it also general and specific. General and specific. Definite is like specific. Indefinite is general. And it's really difficult to understand this idea of general and specific about articles. This is the hardest part to understand. So today, I have a new way to explain this, and I think that you'll really like it. So on the board right now, I think you can see something moving. Can you see something moving? Right? What is it? Gigi?
I can see.
What is it?
I don't know. I can see.
Let's see, Aisha, what was it? The thing that's moving on the board.
Yes, I only see the shadow of sometimes moving, like when
Yeah, the shadow.
the
Uh-huh.
shadow, yeah,
Okay. The shadow of what?
of maybe your hand
Yes.
or
Okay. So imagine, so maybe you know something about philosophy. Maybe you know somebody named Socrates or Plato. And they have this story about a cave. It's a big place under the ground. It's very dark. You can't see anything. Cave. And there are some people who always lived in the cave all their life. And outside the cave, there's a fire. So there's a bright light. And people live there normally, and they walk, and you can see things moving in the shadows, right? The shadow. Not the real thing, but the shadow. And so the people in the cave, they see the shadow, and they think that this is real life. They think that the shadow is the real thing, right? Because they've never left the cave. And so this is important because in this story, they talk about two categories of things. There's the real thing, and there's the shadow of the real thing. Or we can think of it like the concept of the real thing, or the category of the real thing. Right? So when you see this, you say it's a hand. I see a hand. But now you have a real example of a hand, and you can talk about the hand that I am holding up, or the hand on the screen, or right? Or you can talk about Chris's hand, a specific hand. But when you see the shadow, you cannot do this. This is what articles are. Articles are like shadows and real things. So when we use the definite article, the, then we know something about this. We know how this is different from everything else in the world. We know that this is a specific thing. We know the real thing. Like, think about this. What's the difference between he, she, and it? They're all the same part of grammar, right? They all work the same. They're all the same idea, because it's not me, it's not you, it's another person or thing. Why don't we say it about everything, right? In English, we don't have, like, the marker is not he, she, right? It's it. So everything can be it, right? When do we use he and she? Can we use he and she about a dog? Yeah, but this means that when we speak about the dog like this, we speak about the dog like we speak about a person. Right? So we're making the dog like a person when we do this. Because he and she tells us how one person is different from all other people. Right? There are many people, there are many shadows, and then we see one, and we can say, oh, him, because we see the face. Right? But with the shadow, you don't see the face. You can only see the category. You can only see person, 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 person. But when you see the face, then you say, oh, he is the person that I saw. She is the person that I saw. So he and she are about specific things, like the. And a and an are like it. It's just a category. It's just a general thing. And we don't know more information about that. We don't know how this thing is different from all others. Okay, so then we also have some grammar rules about these articles, right? We have, for example, a and an. These are only about singular countable nouns. So one, it has to be one only. If we can't count, then we don't have one. Right? It has to be countable. Like we talked about dog, dogs. One dog, two dogs. This is countable. One dog is a dog. If I say two dogs, then I cannot say because and this is one, right? So singular countable nouns only. If we want to talk about plural countable nouns, then we don't use an article. No article. If we want to talk about uncountable nouns, no article. So if we want to talk about one, we can say a dog. If we want to talk about two, we can say two dogs. If we want to talk about water, we can say water. No article. Dogs like garbage, for example. Dogs like garbage. Dogs, no, we don't need an article here. It's about all dogs. It's plural. Right? It's about all dogs. It's not about specific dogs. It's not about a specific group of dogs. We don't know anything about this group of dogs. We don't know anything about this. We don't know anything extra about this. Anything that makes this different from everything else. We don't know. It's just a category. Dogs. Like men, women, dogs, children, cats, right? So this is important. It's all of this category. If we use plural. And then for the, we can use the with all nouns. There's no limit. We can use this with countable, uncountable, singular, plural. We can use it with everything. Now, if you have studied a European language before, then you probably know something about articles, because French has le and English has the. The. Right? It's the same, it's exactly the same thing. Spanish has la. Italian has la, il, la. These things, right? So they're very similar. And great. But sometimes English is different from other languages when we use articles, because we have some special phrases where we don't follow the rules, right? Where you just have to remember. Like when we talk about places, regular places in a city or a town. Regular places in a city or a town. We could say the library, the cinema, the gym, the park, the mall. So these are, and there's lots of these, the post office, the train station. We could keep going and going. It's usual places that we find in a city or a town. And we can say the before them. The airport. And when we talk about these places, it's there's a special thing happening here. It's not really the place that we're talking about. It's the process that you experience, that you go through every time that you go to this place. It's like the process that's connected to this place. The supermarket. Like if I tell you I was at the library, if my story begins, I was at the library, then you probably think, oh, Chris should be quiet. Right? Chris shouldn't make loud noises. He's at the library. So I don't need to say any more information, and everybody's already thinking that I should be quiet. Right? Just from saying the library. So there's some kind of process connected to because I'm not speaking about a specific library, right? If we follow the rules about indefinite, then the library by my house. This is a specific place. But we can speak about these kinds of places like a general process that everybody understands. Right? Like if I say I was at the airport, then you start thinking, oh, he was probably going through security. He had suitcases. Right? You can understand what the situation is already. Yes. Now, then we also have some places where we don't use an article. There are some places where we don't use an article. So this is places like school, work, home, university, hospital, prison, jail, prison, jail, let's see, what else? Church, court. College is another one. So these places, we don't use an article before them. They're usual places in cities and towns, but these are, it's like a big process in your life, right? I haven't found any good English books that explain the difference between why we say articles here and we don't say articles here. But I think that it's because when we say the over here, we're talking about just a usual experience that everybody understands. So there's some process, everybody does the same process at that place. So everybody understands that. But here, this is a big process in our lives. It's a big change in our lives, right? Like if I'm at church, this is a big life choice for me, that I choose to be to be this religion, to go to church and to be in this activity, right? If I'm at court, not at the library, not at the cinema, but at court, no article. If I'm at court, then I've made some life choices that brought me to this place, right? It's a big thing in my life. If I'm at college, at school, at work, at home, at university, hospital, prison, jail, the same idea. There's this big thing in our life and we understand this kind of big process, right? So it's more about our life choice places and public places that everybody uses and everybody understands, right? Great. We also have some special rules about geography and articles, right? So there are some types of places that we should say an article with and some that we should not. For example, if we say the Andes, what is this? Colin, do you know?
I think there are mountains in South America.
Yeah. So it's a mountain range, we call it.
A mountain range, yes.
Yeah, it's a mountain range. It's a part of this category, right? A mountain range and the Andes. The Andes are a mountain range in South America. And when we talk about mountain ranges, we should say the Andes, right? The Himalayas, the Urals, the Alps, right? Great. But when we talk about one mountain, we don't use an article. We don't. So we could say, for example, Mount Everest. Mount Everest is a mountain. Right? So when we talk about a mountain, we don't say an article, but when we talk about a mountain range, we do. When we talk about a river, we use an article. You could say the Nile River. This is in Mississippi in the United States, right? Amira, right? That's where. And in Egypt, you have a very famous river too. I think it's called Mississippi. So this is one river. Let's see, what else? We also have lakes. If it's a lake, we don't say an article. For example, Lake Baikal in Russia. Right? If we talk about a sea, then we do say an article, like the Caspian Sea. So you can see that it's a little difficult here. What about country names? This is the most important probably with country names. Because we have America, no article, but then we have the United States and the United States of America with an article, right? And then sometimes we just write USA, no article. And sometimes people write the US with an article. So what's the rule? We can see the same with China, no article. The People's Republic of China, article. Russia, no article. The Russian Federation, article. So it's because America is the name of this special thing. It's the special name for this special thing. USA is the special name for this special thing. Russia, China, special name, special thing. But we need to say the when we talk about something that's not specific to one thing. When we, like republic, there are many republics. So we need to say which republic. There are many states. We need to say which states. The United States. Oh, okay. There are many federations. Which federation? The Russian Federation. So it tells us which one it is, right? So probably your country has 2 names or 3 names also, and it has the usual name that everybody knows, and then it has the official name by the government, right? Probably the government name includes the article, and the usual name does not, probably. But there are some that are, the United States, this is the official name, right? Or, for example, United Arab Emirates. This is a good example. This is the name that everybody knows, United Arab Emirates. So you don't need to say the United Arab Emirates, but many people do say the Emirates for short, right? In the Emirates. And here we need to say this, and it tells us which ones in the United Arab Emirates. So, okay. Great. Colin, why don't you tell us a little bit about your country, where you live, and maybe some of the famous geographic locations near you?
So Romania is located in southeast of Europe. Okay. One of the most important river of Romania is Danube. Okay.
The Danube.
The Danube is one of the most important river of Romania.
Most important rivers.
Rivers, yes. Romania has a border in the southeast with the Black Sea. Okay.
And Dracula lives there too, right?
Yes, he used to live. He used to live here.
And he lives where? He lived where? In the...
Well...
not the real guy, the story.
No, at almost 60 kilometers from my city, there is a there is another city. It has a medieval fortress, which is still inhabited. There are people who live there, and in this fortress there is a house, and now it is a restaurant. But in that house lived Vlad Dracul. So if you sometimes come to Romania, I recommend you to have a meal at a former house of Dracula.
Okay, definitely. I'll have to put that on my to-do list.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, Gigi. What
You're
about you? You can talk about where back home or here or whatever you.
Okay. First, I'd like to ask you. Normally, we say I have a dog.
A dog.
Yeah, but a dog it's could be all kind of dog.
Right.
And then if a specific kind of dog, I should say for example, I have Labrador. Now I can say the Labrador dog, not possible. Never.
A Labrador. So you said if I want to say what kind of dog, but when we speak about kinds and categories and groups, then we say right, because the kind of dog does not tell us how this one dog is different from all dogs. It only tells us that it's in a smaller category.
Okay. Yeah. I understand.
So a dog, a Labrador, a boy, a lazy dog.
Grace.
Yeah. All of these are categories. And inside of these categories, you could have a specific dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'd like to share with you about my hometown. I'm from Rio. You have there amazing place because you can find forest.
Mm-hmm.
You can find one Rouge Lake, and you can find the mountain or Rio, and it's like one contrast, and it's the reason I would say it's the most beautiful city in Brazil because you have and sea, of course, but yes, and the famous considered famous place in Rio is the statue of Christ.
The statue.
Statue? Yeah. Statue. Yeah, it's famous, and as well that two mountains that connect they call Pão de Açúcar, and it's two big mountains they connect, and you can stay there. Have some a lot of events there, like wind part. I don't know. You have a bar, a lot of things there.
So so you said that you have the sea there, the sea or the ocean?
Ocean.
Which ocean?
No. Sea. No, you have sea there. You have a lot of beach. When we talk about beach, I talk about sea, no?
Yeah. So which ocean is next to Brazil?
I don't know. I think it's Atlantic.
The Atlantic.
It's the water because in Brazil it's I think you have twice because in some place the water it's cold, another place it's hot, and then I think you have the both ocean there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you talk about oceans, we should also use an article. I just wanted to. And you also, how far do you live from the Amazon?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's necessary if I'd like to take airplane, maybe it's necessary a long trip like 4 hours or more. I think more. It's super.
The Amazon?
No, I have never been Amazon. It's
Are you Amazonian?
no. I think it's quite weird life for me. I don't like. It's not my cup of tea. I prefer noise. I prefer beach. I prefer something like that.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Gigi.
Thank you.
And Nirvana, what about you? Which city do you live in?
I I live in São Lourenço.
And so, what's near you?
Here, I think the famous thing is water foundation.
Water?
I don't know is correct to say this. It has a tourist train that connects one seat and the other seat for tourists. Yeah, tourists. And
So, which part of the country is this in? The north, the south?
south.
The south.
Yes.
And is it near the ocean?
Sorry?
Is it near the ocean?
No, no.
I hear lots of birds in the background. Are you in a jungle now?
I don't understand the question.
Jungle. You know what jungle is?
Yes, yes.
I said, I hear lots of birds. Are you in the jungle?
Yes.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, let's talk to Aisha. So Aisha, tell us a little bit about Libya.
Yes, I live in Tripoli, and Tripoli is located in the Mediterranean Sea, and there are no mountains in Tripoli, but there are some season valley that's running during the winter or the spring, and all Tripoli now is the modern building. But if you need to go to a mountain, you have to. It's far from Tripoli, about 40 kilometers to have the first mountain, and it took you maybe 2 hours by car. And there are no river in Tripoli, no rivers, but there are a lot of mountains in the west and in the north. There are some mountains.
So to the south, how far to the south is the Sahara?
It is between 400 kilometers to 600 to reach the Sahara.
It's far.
But yeah, it's far, but it took you from 4 to 6 hours by car. It's nice to go by car, but you can take a plane to maybe Sabha or Gat, and it's faster, but by car it's more interesting.
That's great. All right, and Amira, tell us a little bit about where you live.
There is many There are many views, a lot of views, and many beautiful places, like places, or I can see Oasis, Oasis, Oasis,
What?
Oasis.
I don't understand.
Okay, a lot of mountains, like Santa Catherine in Sina, and Siwa, a beautiful place called Siwa.
SeaWorld?
Siwa, Siwa,
Siwa.
Siwa, Siwa Oasis, Oasis.
Oasis. Oasis. Uh-huh. Okay.
أيوة, yes. Yes.
We say Oasis.
Oasis. Mm, okay. And also there are a lot of lakes, and waterfall
Waterfall.
in Fayoum. There is a lot of beautiful
A lot
places
of
in Egypt.
beautiful places. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
very cool.
And the
Okay.
river, the Nile, sure, the Nile River.
Nile. Have you ever swum in the Nile River?
No, no,
Is it clean or dirty?
dirty.
Secret? Uh-huh. Okay, thank you, Amira. It sounds like I need to add Egypt to my list.
Eh? No.
I need to add
Oh,
Egypt to my
yes,
list of places to visit.
beautiful. Sure.
Great, thank you. All right. So today we talked about we spent a lot of time talking about articles and a lot of rules about articles. So right now, if you have any other questions, you can ask those questions, maybe about articles or maybe about something different. So if anybody has any questions, you can ask now. If not, Colin, yeah.
I know that there is a rule about the continents with the Antarctica, the Australia.
No, we don't say articles before continents.
Okay, with continents we don't say. Okay, thank you.
Good question. Nirvana, yeah.
All words that start with U has consonant sounds.
Because this letter U has two sounds. It has Y and oo. Y, oo, U, right? So this first sound is a consonant sound, and this is a vowel sound. Ooh. So with a word, for example, if we talk about uniform, then we have U. But if we talk about something like umbrella, then we just have and if we talk about, I don't know, usually when U is at the beginning of the word in English, it's with U, right? Like the country Uruguay. This is with U. U. Did I answer you?
Yes.
Okay.
And last one. How difference and always and ever.
Always and forever. Always and forever.
No, ever. Yes.
Ever usually talks about any time in history. Anytime ever. Anytime at any period. Always just means the same into the future. Right? Like, or maybe it's the same in the past. Like, he always woke up at 8 o'clock, but today he woke up at 9 o'clock, for example. Right? So it could be about the past, but ever is at any time. Has he ever woken up at 9 o'clock? Yes, that one day he woke up at 9 o'clock. Do you understand?
Yes.
Great. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
All right. So thank you everybody for joining us today. Colleen, Gigi, Aisha, Aniera, Nirvana, and we go live every Friday at 8 a.m. New York time on YouTube, and every Monday we go live at 8 a.m. New York time on Facebook, and we will be back talking about articles a little bit more on Monday at 8 a.m. New York time on Facebook. I will see everybody there. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.